Hi everyone, I'm Monish and welcome back to HR Tech Orbit, the channel where we simplify HR and HR technology. So let me start with something you might have seen. A company buys a shiny HR system and spend huge amount of money on it. The system get built and they start using it. But soon after some time teams get frustrated and they go back to spreadsheets again. And why is that? So, surprisingly, it's not the software, it's how that system has been rolled out. And today, in this video, we'll go behind the scenes of HR system rollout, what industry call as implementation. When a company buys a new HR system, it doesn't just switch on out of the box. It's empty. It knows nothing about the company. Not the employees, not the payrolls, not the leave policies, nothing. The work of turning that empty system into one that fits the company is called an implementation. It's the setup. And it's a full project in its own, often running for several months. Why do companies go through it? Usually because old way is breaking. Data sitting in 10 different spreadsheets, payroll taking a week, no single view of the workforce. A new system promises to fix all of that, but only if it is set up properly. And that's the catch. The software is easy part. Setting it up to match how this particular company works, that's where the real effort goes. So who actually does this work? A rollout is a team effort and three roles matter the most. The first is functional consultant. They are the experts who know the system deeply. They translate what the company needs into how the system should be set up. And this is the role I have spent my career in. And it sits right at the center of everything. Second one is the project manager. They keep the whole thing on track. The timelines, the budget, and the endless list of tasks. When things slip, and they always do, the project manager is the one holding it together. And the third one, the company's own HR team. These are the people who truly know how the business runs, their leave rules, their pay structure, and other important things. Without them in the room, the system get built on a guesswork. And the best rollouts treat them as partners and not as spectators. Now the real work begins and it starts with the phase called discovery. Discovery is simply this. Before you build anything, you find out exactly how the company works. For example, how do they hire? How does leaves get approved? How is pay actually calculated? What are the rules everyone follows? And the expectations nobody ever wrote down. This sounds obvious, but it's the part teams rush, and it's the part that hurts them later. A single missed rule, say a special allowance for one group of a staff, can cause month of pain further down the line. Good discovery produces a clear list of requirements, a written record of everything the system needs to handle. Think of it as the blueprint before you build a house. Get the blueprint wrong, and no amount of good building will save you. So, let me just stop you here and tell you the biggest mistake I see. So, the most of the companies treat an implementation or a rollout as a technology project. They buy the software and they hand it over to IT team, and they just expect it to work. But it's not like that, because it's not a technology project. It's people and process project. So the companies, those who align the right teams, they get it right. Once you know how the company works, you move to design and configuration. Design is where you decide how system will handle each requirement. If leave approvals go through two managers, you design that flow. If pay has five different components, you design for that. It's matching the system's ability to the company's real needs. And the configuration is then setting all of that up inside the system. And here's the important part: most of this configuration is not custom coding. You are adjusting settings and switches system already offers, rather than building it from scratch. And that's the good thing. It keeps the system stable and easier to update later. But the real skill here is saying no. Good consultants resist bending the system into knots to match every old habit. Sometimes a better answer is to simplify the process, not to overbuild the system. So, why spend a whole episode on the setup before the system has even gone live? Because this is the phase that quietly decides the outcome. By the time a company reaches the testing and go live, which we'll cover next time, the big decisions are already made. If discovery was thorough and the design was sound, go live tends to be the smoother one. And if they were rushed, then no amount of last minute effort can actually fix it. I've seen it both ways. Same software, same budget, but two completely different results. Decided almost entirely by how carefully the setup was done. So, if you take one thing from this episode, take this. When a company rolls out an HR system, it's the quite early work, the discovery, the design, and the right people in the room that really determines the success. Let's recap. Rolling out an HR system is known as an implementation, and software is the easiest part. Number two, the whole setup runs on three roles: functional consultants, project manager, and company's own HR team. Number three, two initial stages, design and discovery. They decide your whole project. So, in part 2 of this video, I'll talk about other important stages like testing, training, moving the data, and finally the go live. And I'll share why some of these projects succeed and why some of them quietly fail. And if this video helped, then please do like and share this video with your colleagues and friends, and subscribe to HR Tech Orbit. And I'll see you in the next one.